Hello, everyone, and welcome to Amazon Live. We are so excited to have you joining us. I am Sharvette Mitchell, the visionary author for the upcoming release, Pursue. We are so excited that you are here for this author showcase. Listen, the virtual studio is full with almost all of our authors that are a part of this book collaboration. And again, we are excited to be here live on Amazon. So you'll see down below on Amazon, we have some products linked from our authors who already have books. So you'll see those down below. So feel free to shop and all the things. Also, you can comment. You can comment on the live stream. So I'll be keeping my eye on that. So again, I'm Sharvette Mitchell, and I'm super excited to be here. This is my third book collaboration. So on Amazon, you can find my other book collaborations, Propel and Pour. They're available as well. And this is such a great opportunity to pull together leaders, clients, women in business, women in leadership, to get their thoughts on how they are pursuing in life, what they are pursuing, what was their journey along the road of their pursuits. And we're all still in pursuit, right? We are all living purpose-driven lives, or we want to. So this book, Pursue, is something that you want to have as a self-help book, as a professional development book, and definitely for those of you that are emerging leaders and emerging entrepreneurs, this is absolutely a book that you are going to want to have really soon on your bookshelf. So we're dripping seeds here. We're planting seeds here because the book is not available on Amazon yet. It's not available yet, but we wanted to allow you to meet and hear from the authors, and so that you can, get a sense. We're going to kind of walk through the pages of Pursue so that you can get just a few little nuggets about what's inside. So I know that a bunch of you are brand spanking new to me. So let me share a little bit more about me and Mitchell Productions, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more. Imagine what it would feel like to throw a spotlight on your business and draw attention to the great services you offer. Picture having the tools and strategies to elevate the marketing of your business. That's the mission of Mitchell Productions. We consult with women entrepreneurs and a few lucky men to help them get more customers by focusing on their visibility, their marketing, and their branding. And working with us, our clients generate more revenue and increase their brand awareness. We do this in a couple of ways with consulting services, the Platform Builder Group Coaching Program, pop-up conferences, book collaborations, and the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Hi, I'm Sharvette Mitchell, your online marketing strategist, your overwhelm eliminator, your platform builder, and your confidence igniter. Let's schedule a meet and greet call so that we can accelerate your marketing. All right, there you go. There you have it. So let me tell you who you're going to be hearing from. They're here. They're hanging out in the virtual studio. So we have first up, coming up, LaShawanda Moore is in the house. She is coming up. Listen, we have Chantel Cox is coming up, one of our co-authors. We have Rita Stewart is coming up, hanging out here with us. We have Lina Lassiter. She's coming up. She's hanging out with us. We have Dr. Jacki Maxwell. She is here ready to go to chat with you. We have Dr. Angela Martin. She is here ready to go to share about her chapter. We have Chanay Robinson in the house. She is ready to chat with us. We have Ayanna Smith hanging out. Can't wait to get up to the mic. We have Carmen Jimenez Pride coming and just dropping bars in her chapter. We have Tammy Edwards here hanging out with us. We have Pastor Michelle Claiborne and Sharvette Mitchell. So we're going to jump right on in. And again, we invite you to share this link out. If you're watching and you're saying, oh my goodness, share this out. You can also go ahead and comment if you're hanging out live on Amazon. And if you're saying, what's an easy way to share this? Sharvette.live. So my first name, .live, www.sharvette.live is a great way to share this out with friends and family. So let's go ahead and jump on in. I am bringing up to the mic now our first co-author, LaShawanda Moore, coming up to the mic, bringing her up to the mic right now. Hello, LaShawanda, welcome.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much.
We are so excited to have you. Listen, you are one of your books is featured right here on this page, Recover. So you are not a novice to this author world. So those that are, checking it out, Recover is right down below, written by LaShawanda Moore. So LaShawanda, let's just share with the audience a little bit about yourself. Just give us it can be your short, your long bio. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, hello, Amazon Live, and everyone else who is listening. My name is LaShawanda Moore. I am a wife first of an amazing man, Roderick Moore, and I have 4 beautiful children. That is my first ministry. I am also a woman who is committed to helping other women, high potential women, overcome obstacles that are keeping them from their next so that they can have the life and the dreams that they desire. And I really utilize my personal experiences that I have encountered along the way as I pursued an engineering degree and now am an engineer and leader in a Fortune 500 company. I also own 2 businesses, Elevate Success LLC, in which I do my coaching and my consulting, professional development, career development. And then I'm also the managing owner of a brick and mortar Launch Entertainment Park. It's a 29,000 square foot facility of amazing, awesome fun with 9 attractions such as trampolines, laser tag, and many more. And then I have a nonprofit organization that this is actually new to the world. I
Hot off the
just
press, hot off the
launched
press.
my nonprofit and we're working behind the scenes on all the details, but it's called Live Out Loud. And my mission is to help people, women, and children experience more play and exercise, and as a result, release mental instability. And then I also am a ministry leader and I started and founded Connected Women in Christ. And we meet every Tuesday to study God's word. So that's a little bit about me.
Just a little bit. And certainly someone with that much, I'm going to say depth, has something to say about pursuing and has something to say about pursuits. Absolutely.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so tell us, what was your writing process like for your chapter, which, by the way, is titled Don't Wait for the Mountain Top.
Yes, chapter 6. My writing process was, I'll say, a little hard. And the reason why I say that is because I have been involved in so much and have done so much, I've pursued so much that I spent a lot of time praying and just thinking about what should I put out there. Whenever
Mm,
I put something out to the world, whether I'm speaking like right now or
yeah.
writing, there's this pressure and this heaviness, if you will, that's on me to put the right thing out there. So I do spend a lot of time praying and just asking God to give me what it is He wants me to say to His people, because I don't want to mess that up. His people are
Yeah.
precious. And so during this process, our editor was amazing in just kind of giving me some prompts and helping me think through. And I finally settled in on thinking through my most challenging times in my pursuit of all of my stuff, right? And as
Yeah.
I thought about the most difficult time in my life, what did I do to overcome, or what did I do to get through? And so that's really how I came up with the story that I share. And I not only wanted to share a story, I wanted to give some points, some practical things that people can walk away with and go, they do. Like I want them to do as a result
Yeah.
of reading my chapter.
Wonderful. And listen, we've got some good mornings and all the things hanging out on Amazon Live. Thank you so much again for everyone that is here. And so there was a sentence I just pulled up out of your chapter that I'd love for you to just to expound a little bit on. And that sentence is, detach from the outcome while you are pursuing your visions, your dreams, and your goals. Why is it important to detach, pull away from what the actual outcome is?
Yes, as I think about my work with Launch Entertainment Park,
Yes.
We established this entertainment park based upon a why that we believe that everyone should have an equal rights opportunity to an enjoyable and sustainable life. And we mentor, teach, and role model ethics, economics, and entrepreneurship. And we create memories that last a lifetime. That's our why, that's our mission, right? But
Yeah.
when you look at where you're trying to go, you always have this expectation of what you think the outcome should be. However, as you are journeying along the way, things happen, experiences happen, situations happen, troubles happen, the numbers aren't adding up. You
Mm.
have a review that kind of threw you off, or, all these different things that happen along the way. And because you're so attached to this perfect outcome, because it looks perfect on paper, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're attached to this perfect outcome that you get so distraught and can send you into mental illness, stress,
Mm.
anxiety, and depression as you are traversing along the way. That if you just detach from the outcome and stay focused on the mission and on the why, all the other stuff will come through the back door. So it's mission first and money last. Like the money, the all the other stuff is going to work itself out. So when things happen, focus in. So that's
Oh,
detaching from the outcome.
that is so good. That is so good. Hello, Chastity. Good morning. Hello, Christina. Hello, Wendy. Listen, yeah, hanging out with us on Amazon. Thank you so much. So certainly, those of you that are here, you can hear why you want to definitely make sure you get a copy of Pursue, and also you now, so you don't have to wait. You can get Recover. So give us a little, just a few nuggets about Recover. Again, write down on the same page here while you're hanging out. Tell us a little bit about your book where you wrote it all yourself, Recover.
Oh my God. So Recover is really a book about the experience. And when I talk about that most challenging time,
Yeah.
I had a very difficult season in my life, and I wanted to take myself up out of here. I wanted to disappear because of what was happening and my response to it and the impact on my loved ones around me. I wanted to
Mm.
disappear. And God told me to write during my pain. And so I wrote for 30 days. And Recover is a 31-day book of encouragement and inspiration. I provide you a little bit of my story, but then I also give some biblical reference or some biblical stories, and then give you space to reflect on your own situation. I don't want people to get caught up in Recover and my story. I want them to
Yeah.
get caught up in their story and go from turning your pain into a message that other people can use to grow and develop.
All right. So there you go. There you have it right there for Recover. And so how can people follow you on social media? Like where do where are the social media links that they can go to?
Yes, I hang out everywhere. I'm on Instagram at LaShawanda Moore, and I'm also on Facebook, Elevate Success. I think you can find me at LaShawanda Moore on Facebook as well. And of course, I'm on LinkedIn, LaShawanda Moore, my website, LaShawandaMoore.com, to set up a discovery session to see if we're good to work together.
All right. Any final comments about your chapter in Pursue? Oh my goodness. Don't wait for the mountaintop. That's going to be on page 43 when you all get the book.
I love it. Okay, so I just want people to walk away with a pause, and I want them
Mm.
to really reflect on the journey that they're on. And remember the good, the bad, and the ugly. All experiences are necessary to build the depth that is needed for the next level, right? So we're trying to
Yeah.
get to this place, this outcome. But remember, everything that we experience along the way is needed. So don't get caught up into woe is me, but make sure that you're embracing and enjoying the journey.
All right, LaShawanda Moore, co-author of Pursue. Thank you for hanging out here with us. We are so excited that you are a part of this book collaboration.
I'm excited to be a part. Thank you so much, Sharvette, for your vision and your leadership.
All right, you are welcome. You are welcome. All right, wonderful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, we are doing a 2-hour Amazon Live here, showcasing almost all of the authors in my upcoming book collaboration, which is the third book collaboration for me called Pursue. We're keeping it moving. We are going right up to our next co-author who is hanging out here with us. Chantel Cox is here. I'm bringing her up live. Hello, Chantel. How are you?
Hello. Good morning, Sharvette. I am wonderful.
We are so excited to have you here, to have your chapter, Take Better Care of You, which is actually the opening chapter of Pursue. So you get us all started, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So Chantel, tell our viewers here on Amazon Live and YouTube as well, don't want to leave out YouTube, who you are, everything that's kind of going on in your world. We just want to know a little bit more about you.
Awesome. Again, thank you for this opportunity, Sharvette. My name is Chantel Cox, and I am a mother of two beautiful daughters, Jaleesa and Jalen. I have two wonderful grandchildren, Gracie Pooh and Ricky. Gracie is 6 and Ricky will soon be 4. In addition to being a mother, I am a ministry leader. I'm an entrepreneur. I spent 8 years in Virginia Housing as the Assistant Director of Servicing Administration. We were the largest housing finance agency in the nation. And so I had the opportunity to work with first-time home buyers, stakeholders, legislators, things of that nature. And so in 2021, I decided earlier this year to take a leap of faith, and I became a full-time realtor.
Yay!
I am selling homes. I'm an investor. I have a few Airbnbs, things of that nature. And I'm priding myself in teaching women on how to become entrepreneurs, single women especially, that you don't have to be a statistic. You can defy the status quo. I also own a transportation company called Data Transportation Services that is completely debt-free.
All right. Somebody type debt free. Somebody type debt free. Yes.
We love to be debt free. So we have to be distribution centers in the earth realm so that we can help other people obtain and acquire wealth. I am also the president of a nonprofit organization called Positive Reflections that is solely dedicated to single women with children. We educate, we equip, and we empower them to live their best lives, not only in one arena, but to holistically live financially, physically, mentally, socially. So we have programs, we have resources that help the total family package. Next year, we're going to launch a piece for men as well so that we can cater to the total family unit. And we will help parents become co-parents if they're not in the same household. We want our children healthy and whole in today's society. Also, I am a spiritual midwife. This is my true passion. I love working with women and walking them through some of the hardest steps in their lives. I am the spiritual midwife that will empower them as an empowerment coach, but also as a prayer warrior to pray them through. With prayer, all things are possible. And when we use our faith, add that together, there's nothing that is impossible for us. So working with women, praying them through, mentoring them, helping them to get to the next dimension, that's truly my niche and my calling here in the earth realm. And so helping people move through that healing process, the inner process. A lot of times we don't deal with the soulish realm, we deal with the spiritual component, but we need to dig deep into our will, emotions, and intellect. And so in terms of Pursue, I am also pursuing my license in clinical counseling. So I do have a psychology degree. And so hopefully 2023, I'll be launching my own practice.
Listen, y'all. With LaShawanda and Chantel, y'all need to buy the book just from what you've heard in these first 19 minutes already. Listen, and all of the other authors are just as passionate and profound. So I'm excited that you are in Pursue. You're a co-author. Again, the opening chapter, Take Better Care of You. What was it like writing your chapter?
At first, I think I overthought the process. And so, as LaShawanda mentioned, I began to meditate, I began to pray, and I asked Holy Spirit to lead me and guide me. What is it that you want your women and or men to read in this book? Because you know better than I do. And so I decided to yield and avail myself, and Holy Spirit shared with me, be transparent. And so formerly, I wouldn't have been as transparent and open about my story. And so I decided to dig deep, and I thought about some of the hardest seasons of my life and how I got there, things I could have done to prevent myself from getting there, and then things I learned in the process and things I learned when I came out of the process. Life is about processes. Life is about transformation. And so I wanted women to see what it looks like to go through and come out on the other side of through. So I began to look at my life where people would always say, Chantel, there's something about you. Chantel, you're different. Chantel didn't see that within herself. And so going through life in the situations, I began to realize as I wrote that chapter is I have to be honest with women that what you always see on the outside is not what you're dealing with internally.
Yeah.
And so as I began to share some of those hard moments, not only did it encourage me and take me to a new level, but my hope was that they will see me for the person that lived this thing out, that was my reality for a moment, for a season in my life. And to be honest with you, it was almost like being in a wilderness experience all over again.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So powerful. So powerful. I got a quote I'm gonna pull up, but I do want to just acknowledge those that are on Amazon Live. Wendy Lee said truth.com. Yes. Thank you so much. T Moore said, hey Chantel. Thank you so much, T Moore, for being here and commenting as well. And so there's a quote I just want to pull up out of your chapter, or a statement, and love for you just to expound on it. And I quote, see yourself as you want to be. See yourself as you want to be. Do not allow your past, other people, places, or situations to define or label you. Everything that you have been through and will go through will be used to bless you and others. I love that. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, oftentimes as women, we wear many hats. And so we begin to take on the emotions, the word curses that people have spoken to us about us. And oftentimes we look for people to validate us. So what I want people to understand is that people did not create you. They can have a part in your life, but you have to look to the creator and determine, what did he say about you? What did he call you? And so what I found throughout my journey is that we all have some adverse situations. We all have some positive things. All of those things work together. And I implore women to use the things that you're not so proud about, the things that may have been self-inflicted, things that may have been done by other people. That does not define the royal diadem that we are. That does not label you. And so no matter what your past is, your background, no matter where you find yourself, you are destined for greatness. And so if I would have known this 20 years ago, I probably would have been a lot further, but I looked to people to validate me. So before I made a step in life, I need to seek the approval of family and this and that. And so I want people to be free from the world and know who you are. So see yourself as God has called you and created you to be. See yourself as the entrepreneur. See yourself as the public speaker. See yourself as that woman walking in her calling and purpose. And then take off the clothes and the garments that other people have tried to layer upon you throughout your life's journey and circumstances. But if you use all of that stuff together, you have a pot of gold. And so like LaShawanda said, the money will come, but if you use that stuff as purpose to bless someone else, then the blessings will chase you down and run you over.
Hashtag pursue, type hashtag pursue. Chantel Cox, co-author, again, opening chapter, pursue, chase your goals, and run after your passions in business, life, and leadership. Chantel, where can they find you online?
They can find me on Facebook at Chantel.com. I'm also Chantel Cox Realtor on Facebook, LinkedIn and Instagram, it's one Chantel Cox. And also my nonprofit has a page called Positive Reflections. My website is currently under construction. That will be up and running by October 1, 2021.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, and so honored to have you in Pursue.
All right, thank you, Sharvette.
Thank you. All right. This is flying by. This is so awesome. Thank you all that are here, that are hanging out on YouTube. Listen, Amazon, I got my phone here. You all are keeping the chat hot. So continue commenting. Thank you so much. Welcome to Amazon customer that joined 2 minutes ago. Thank you so much for all of you that are here. So again, if you want to comment, I'll keep my eye on that. And then certainly, yes, hashtag Pursue, comments coming in from our YouTube channel. We just kind of multi-streamed, FYI, just so you all know here. So we shared this with our YouTube family. So coming up to the mic. Next up, we have Rita Stewart, her chapter, It's Your Turn Now. You're going to find that on page 77, bringing Rita Stewart up to the mic. Hello, Rita. How are you?
Good morning, Sharvette. It's so good to see you this morning, and thank you for the opportunity.
I am so glad to have you. So glad to have you as a part of this book collaboration. You as well are not a novice to writing. We have right down below one of your books, Kiwi. So we'll talk about that. So as you're hanging out on Amazon, go ahead and grab that. Again, right down below, Kiwi, the children's devotional, is by Rita Stewart, a collaborator. And so Rita, let's tell our viewers all about you. Who are you?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you again, Sharvette. My name is Rita Stewart, and of course, as shared, I am an author, also a speaker, and a coach, some would like to say, in terms of the spiritual realm, spiritual coach for many independent women. And I love, oh my goodness, there are so many things to describe who I am, but I love to come alongside women to help them get to a place where they actually understand and then are able to fully execute their financial power. And I do that through my workshop series, Money Matters and Tea, where I love to host and or come and be a part of your women in your women organizations. I'm also, I often say I have the best of both worlds in my work, because I'm also a licensed and ordained minister. So I do that work through Centric Vision Consulting, where I come alongside ministries and nonprofits to support them with their work. So not only do I come alongside, again, ministries and nonprofits, but I also come alongside women independently. This year, we just celebrated, my husband and I, 37 years of marriage, just 2 weeks
ago. Can we celebrate that in the comments? Some people can't stay together 37 days, 37 months. Listen.
And what's often, Sharvette, when I say 37 years, people like, you should see the reactions that we get. We have a wonderful daughter who we are now preparing for a wedding. So there is a lot of excitement going on in my world right now, which is just a beautiful thing. So Centric Vision Consulting and Legacy Financial Wellness is what I do. I spent 20 years in banking before, and then about 12 years in congregational ministry. So as I said before, I get to blend the best of both worlds. All the experience that God has given us, he doesn't waste any of it, Sharvette, not 1 ounce of it. So I'm thrilled to be able to just work in the kingdom, work in the marketplace according to his will.
Wonderful. So before we jump into your chapter, Pursue, tell us about Kiwi, the devotional. Again, that's linked right down below this video on Amazon.
Absolutely. Well, Kiwi, my brother and I actually co-authored Kiwi. His name is Sid. And our thought, or the premise behind it, there are 21 short stories in the book. And we write about our experiences with children, him with his sons. He has 2 boys, myself with my daughter. And then I actually used to teach 5th grade. And so I write about that experience as well with the children. And as a result of that, or our outcome for that was to be able to come alongside parents to support them with nurturing their children in matters of faith. And it's fun. And I've often shared, I even have adult friends who use Kiwi as a devotional as well. This is awesome. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. So there it is, right down below on Amazon. Grab a copy of that. Grab a copy. And so how did you, so shifting to Pursue in your chapter in Pursue, how did you decide what to write? How was your writing process?
Wow. It was good. I must say I had two narratives going on in my head, right? One, and based on my life experiences, because we have to share the stories, right? Because as a result of us doing so, it is our earnest plea that it will help someone else. So I had this financial story narrative running through my head. And then I also had a more recent narrative running through my head as it relates to going through trials and trauma. And a lot of people who know me, I'm always happy, I'm always smiling, I'm always encouraging. And little do we all come to know and understand is we all have been through some things. So our lovely editor, she heard me out. And based on just her innate responses to the stories I shared, I knew what God wanted me to share. And she was phenomenal. So hence I was at peace with it. And when I sat down to write Sharvette, it just flowed.
It just flowed. And so let me pause right here and just shout out our editor, who is a best-selling author, Stacey Hawkins Adams. And so on Amazon, you definitely can find several of her books already here on Amazon. So we were so privileged to have an editor that is also a well-established writer. And so she brought so much to the writing process. Stacey Hawkins Adams has actually been my editor for the last 3 books. Propel, Pour, and now Pursue. And so thank you for that. And LaShawanda mentioned her as well. Thank you for that plug for Stacey Hawkins Adams. So
absolutely.
So in your chapter, what would you like to pull out? Because I pulled out a sentence I want you to chat about. Let me go first. I'm gonna go first, and then you can chime in. So I'd love for you just to expound on this sentence. And again, Rita Stewart's chapter is "It's Your Turn Now." You will find it on page 77. As women, we are natural nurturers, givers, caretakers, sometimes to our own detriment, forsaking our goals. I bet there's some people listening and watching that can witness and attest to that. Talk a little bit more about that as it relates to Pursue.
Well, Sharvette, I got to tell you, we've all heard the notion where it's said that you haven't lived long enough or keep on living before you may actually experience life, if you will, right? Yeah. And as you just shared, we as women, we give a lot. And we wear a whole lot of hats, and sometimes to our detriment. In my case, I began to bear witness to that, where I discovered that my boundaries were actually too loose, right? My boundaries were too loose. And I had sacrificed a lot of my desires, a lot of even what God had commissioned me to do on behalf of others or a cause or whatever the case may be. Yeah. So I sort of lost my footing is what I will say. And I got to tell you, I knew all along what work I was to be pursuing, what work I was to be doing in the kingdom. So I had the opportunity as I went through my healing process and to become whole and well again. I stepped you through in my chapters 3 things that I did that God took me through to get to that place. And I'm going to tell you now, it's a new day, right? Because I am pursuing living my legacy like none other before. And Sharvette, it is so liberating. We just need to do what we need to do to ensure that we are healthy and whole to be able to help people out in this world.
I love that. And that you said that word free. If people are following me or have seen my some of my Instagram stories where I share a little carousel of all of the pictures of the authors, co-authors, I share a carousel, and the song that I pick most times is Free. The song is called Free. So freeing there. And I think what is so powerful, in particular for women. Now, this book is geared towards women. Doesn't mean that a few lucky men can't pick it up and read it. But the conversations are geared towards women, and we do often get the brunt. Even I've heard, even during this pandemic, that we were more adversely affected. In particular, if you have a household where you have children and you're working full time, even with a spouse or not, that the women still felt the brunt of that, because we still are really the caretakers for almost everybody. So
yes, that is so true, and hence we can ourselves get into a place of overwhelm, right?
Yeah.
Total overwhelm. There is nothing wrong. In fact, I have said that it is actually selfish not to practice self-care. It's selfish unto yourself, unto your family, etc. We have to do whatever it takes as women to ensure that we remain whole ourselves.
Well said. Rita Stewart, co-author in the book Pursue, Chase Your Goals, and Run After Your Passions in Business, Life, and Leadership. Listen, keep the comments coming. Boss Lady, yes, 37 years. Boss Lady is like 37 years. Amazing. Hello, Betty Jean Stanley Mitchell. Listen, my mom is hanging out here over in the chat. Oh my goodness, I don't want to mess up your last name, but excellent. Certainly. Thank you so much. Yes, self-care is important. Al Janetta, I believe I'm saying that right. Al Janetta, forgive me if I'm not saying it correctly. Amazon customer, we see you. Lisa Williams, Christina C. Thank you. Awesome. And so what final thing would you say that you want readers to walk away with from your chapter?
Be mindful. Be mindful of the fact that we can't be everything for everyone. That's one thing. And also be mindful of the fact that there is an opportunity for us to be aware that mental health is critical to manage too. So do what you need to do to ensure that you take care of you. And I talk about that process in my chapter in terms of what God took me through to bring me out of the trying situations that I have been in. And I will say to you ladies, it was as a result of trying to be too much for too many people.
Selah, think about that. Think on that. So how can people find you online?
Absolutely. So on Instagram and Twitter, you can find me at Money Matters and Tea. Also, my website is ritastewart.com. And on Facebook, you can find me at Legacy Financial Wellness.
Great. And one last invitation to pick up Kiwi, which is a children's devotional right there down below on the Amazon stage, on the Amazon page. You can pick that up. And that is co-authored by Rita Stewart. So thank you so much for being here and for being in Pursue.
Thank you so much, Sharvette. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you. All right. O to the M to the G. This is amazing. Listen, we are not done. We have coming up. Lena Lassiter is coming up. Listen, we have coming up Dr. Jacqueline Maxwell. Dr. Jackie, we call her, is coming up. Dr. Angela Martin is coming up. Listen, Chanay Robinson is coming up. Ayanna Smith is coming up. Carmen Jimenez Pride is coming up. Tammy Edwards is coming up. Pastor Michelle Claiborne is coming up. We don't want you to move. Matter of fact, we want you to share this broadcast out an easy way. You can, if you're on Amazon, right at the top, the direct link, you can copy that and share that on social media. But there's also should be like a share arrow that allows you to share it as an email, as a tweet, as a Facebook, or you can just send people to Sharvette.live, www.sharvette.live to invite friends and those hanging out to, hey, you all need to come and hear these powerful, amazing leaders. And again, this is my third book collaboration. I'm so excited that I pull these book collaborations together to feature clients that are in my Platform Builder program, leaders of the community. And so we're so glad to have you. Oh my goodness. Thank you again. I'm keeping my eye on Amazon on the chat here. I'm doing that on my phone. So we're getting ready for Lena Lassiter right after a little station break, because guess what? You will get to meet and hear and meet or see in person all of our co-authors at the upcoming pop-up conference. So we're going to be bringing Lina Lassiter up right after this station break.
Well, it is absolutely a pleasure to stand before you today and to share about taking the leap. Even if we're not even sure how we're going to get there, I've got a vision of me actually touching the ceiling. I've got a vision of me actually reaching the goal.
We are just day one.
Like every time that I made, God was just basically opening up doors, and I didn't even want to do this.
So after that year, it was just that push that really caused me to pivot my brand. And so I decided to just put everything that I knew, everything that I had, my personality.
God has called you as a woman to do whatever your calling is. You can do it.
I think if you price by value and you price by results, you'll get that kind of response.
If you miss this, you are going to be sorry.
Oh my God, she does this. Okay? That's becoming a local celebrity. You do that by showing up as often as you can with your thing, with your life.
All right, I'm just jamming. Are y'all jamming to the music too? All right, great. So quick little station break there. Again, if you're brand spanking new to me, I am Sharvette Mitchell, owner of Mitchell Productions, and I'm super excited. I'm a marketing strategist and coach, and I work with high achieving female entrepreneurs that are service-based, and we do amazing things focused on visibility, marketing, and branding. And one thing that we do together is we write a book together. And so today is an author showcase for my third book collaboration, Pursue. It's not available yet here on Amazon. It's not available yet. We're wetting your lips. We're wetting your tongue. We're giving you appetizers. It is coming. It is coming. But we wanted to make sure that you met and heard a little bit from each author. And I know every single author that's been here has been amazing. We're keeping it rolling right now, bringing Lina Lassiter up to the mic. Hello, Lina. Welcome. All right. Let's see. Are we
Thank you, Sharvette, for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Wonderful.
I already feel inspired.
Yeah, listen, you're like, I'm sitting here listening to the other co-authors and listen, I love it. We are excited to have you, Lina Lassiter, again, your chapter, The Pursuit of Healing, which people are going to find on page 17. It's the third chapter in Pursue. Yeah. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about, who Lina Lassiter is.
All right. So Sharvette, I am a wife to an amazing, loving, and intelligent man, a mother of 3 full-grown men. They full-grown. I'm a member of Divine World Changers International Ministries, where I humbly serve on the ministerial staff, the new members and children's ministries. I'm an author now, Sharvette, public speaker, and I'm a grief, empathy, and wellness educator. I serve on the Bereavement Coalition Leadership Planning Committee and the Bereavement Coalition for Service Providers of Homicide Survivors. I'm a senior leader in corporate America, and I'm honored to lead 6 amazing leaders who are responsible for risk-based decisions throughout the corporation. And Sharvette, in this role, what I strive to do is just to help other minorities and women to know that it's okay to sit confidently at the table, because sometimes we tend to mix fear and humility, right? So we are afraid to have that seat at the table or in the front because of things that have been spoken over us in our past, or hurt, pain. Sometimes it's even self-doubt. I also have a master's degree in human services counseling with the concentration in crisis response and trauma. And I'm the founder and president of Forever Healed. We are a nonprofit organization, and we just strive to serve those who are suffering from a broken heart due to a loss of any kind. And we service these individuals, Sharvette, through one-to-one group grief recovery classes licensed by the Grief Recovery Institute. So me and my staff are all certified grief recovery specialists. I also go into corporate America, Sharvette, and I talk about the hidden cost of grief in the workplace. We do empathy, grief, and wellness training in corporate America. And I'm proud about this because this is a program that we license. What do companies do before, during, and after EAP, right? So we teach empathy training and how to listen and how to help those who are suffering from a crisis. And then we do grief and trauma training for crisis service providers. And what I'm mostly just proud of is our partner with the Richmond Police Department. So we partner with them to serve families and individuals who are suffering pain as a result of a homicide.
Whew, such powerful work. And you preached a little bit right in the middle, talking about that table, that seat at the table. I'm gonna leave you alone, but you snuck that in the middle there. But such a powerful, profound work that you're doing all over, everywhere. And so you could have written about a lot of different things. And so tell us a little bit about your writing process for your chapter.
Whoa. And you definitely, you hit it on the head, Sharvette. My mind was going in so many places.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, writing my chapter, it was challenging because I didn't want to talk about my past hurt and pain, not because I'm ashamed of it,
right?
Not because I don't want to give God glory for, bringing me out of it. Sharvette, I didn't want to hurt anyone, right? While sharing my personal story. So as you know, I tried to get around it. So I tried to talk in general terms about what we do when we are in pursuit of anything. But again, shout out to our editor. You're going to hear this over and over again. So she called me and she said, you know what, this is good, but who are you?
Oh, wait a minute. Who are you? I need somebody to type that. Who are you? I need somebody to type that. Who are you? I need somebody to type that. Thank you.
Who are you? Who are you? So she helped me to realize, Sharvette, that it's not about glorifying the pain. It's not about exposing the baggage of others. It's about releasing that baggage and helping others pursue releasing their baggage so that they can be free to pursue their God-given plan. So I wish I could tell everyone that I had this thought out plan, everything was just planned out, but it was challenging. But once she charged me, with, hey, who are you? I just started praying, asking God to help me, jotting down things that he would, put in my spirit, and it all started to come together.
It all came together so nicely. Lina Lassiter, co-author in Pursue. And so I just pulled out a sentence I want you to just expound on. That's from your chapter, The Pursuit of Healing, which people will find on page 17 when they get the book. We often say broken crayons can still color. This is true. Hold on, I ain't finished. This is true. However, they are more difficult to manage.
Woo.
Mic drop. I would drop my mic, but I don't want to mess up the stream. Talk about that.
Because Sharvette, this cliche that goes around, and it is true. Trust me, I don't want to dismiss that because God definitely can take anything that's broken and he can use it, right? So, but we always say, broken crayons still color. Yeah, they do. But you have a harder time managing them, don't you? They kind of trap your finger. So for me, when I wasn't healed, God was still using me, Sharvette, because it was his glory, right? It was his strength. It was his anointing.
Yeah.
But I tell you, when I would leave those places of ministering or serving, I would go home and lay my head on my pillow and I would still cry. I was feel broken because we're always taught to put on these masks and pretend that everything is fine, right? And God can't use you to your full potential when you're pretending. And when we're broken, he can't use us to our full capacity to help heal anybody else. Yeah, so broken crayons still color. We can still, help and serve and do whatever we are called to do while broken. But think how much more of an impact we would have if we were healed. Think about how easy it is to take that crayon that's not broken and color with it and pain.
Pursue, chase your goals, and run after your passions in business, life, and leadership. Co-author Lina Lassiter, where can people find you online?
So LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, we are Forever Healed, 2 words. On Twitter, we are at the number 4, Ever Healed. And our website is foreverhealed.com.
All right, wonderful. Again, I'm so excited that you are a part of this book and all that you bring to everything that you do for us, for the community, for corporate America. Thank you for all of the work that you do.
Thank you, Sharvette, for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. We keeping it moving. Listen, we got Dr. Jacki coming up next. I'm just checking the comments here. Yes. Thank you so much. Chastity said, who are you? Yes. Christina C said, who are you? Al Janetta said, who are you? A question to ponder. Again, shout out to our editor for Pursue, Stacey Hawkins Adams, who you can find several of her books here on Amazon. All right. Coming up to the mic next, Dr. Jacqueline Maxwell. Hello, how are you, Dr. Jacki?
I'm great. How are you, Sharvette?
I am well. You look beautiful. Listen, you on live stream, I don't know how many times a week. So I know you are one of the pros, as well as Lina, who just left. And so I'm excited to have you in this book collaboration, Pursue. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. But first, I need to say thank you for this opportunity, because this is awesome. Without a doubt, this is, and for me, this is a supernatural opportunity like never before. So thank you so much for that. So,
you're welcome.
I am Dr. Jacqueline White Maxwell, and people often call me Dr. Jacki, but I am the founder and the CEO, the coaching executive officer of Jack Lavelle Coaching and Consulting Group. And what do? I'm glad you asked. I motivate and I push people through their adversities. That's so key. And then help them to eradicate those misspoken impossibilities. You know, Sharvette, those labels that people try to stick to your back.
Yeah.
And then it's so very important that once that happens, then to help them to heal matters of the heart. And typically those matters of the heart, that brokenness, that's that stuck place. And in that stuck place, usually what comes out are all of those elements of unresolved grief. So that's a little bit about what I do, but I must say, I have such a great passion in co-partnering with men and with women, as well as with organizations.
Yes.
But I want them to know they have to be ready to be stretched, be ready to be empowered, and be ready to be transformed. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Transform. Somebody type transform. Thank you. Doris Roberts said, looking forward to your contribution, Lina. Thank you, everyone that is all commenting. Oh, that's so good. And certainly the work you and both Lina do, so pivotal and transformational, because in the space of grief, which certainly when we lose a loved one or a loved one transitions or a loved one goes somewhere, that is oftentimes everyone kind of relates to that grief. But there's so many layers of grief and loss that we don't think about. And so your chapter, Hesitation Creates the Crack, which readers will find on page 91, chapter 12 of the book. You are really transparent in this space. So talk a little bit about how you decided what to write, because as well, you could have written about a whole lot of different things.
Yes, so true. And I must say it came during the fourth watch. So pretty much every week, at least one night a week, if not more, round about 3 or 3:15 in the morning is when God awakened me and started pouring in. And I'm like, really? And so
like, God, can this be 3 p.m. like Eastern Standard Time?
Oh my goodness. But when it kept happening around that same 3 to 3:15, and I said, God, I surrender. I know it's you. There were times when I would get up and try to, and write. There were times when I just knew I needed to keep paper and pen beside the bed and pull out my cell phone and shine the flashlight so I could write. But it was coming, and it was coming fast. And what I realized, there was in the midst of it, there was such a peace. So I knew that this was orchestrated by him. I knew that this was not just by chance, but this was providential, and it was imperative. If I was truly going to have and be about being a kingdom entrepreneur, it was essential that I hear from him first. And that's where it was coming from. So then I had more confidence that, okay, I am commissioned to write. It's my opportunity now to truly take this to the world, take this to the nations. And so that's where my writing came about, and how it came about.
So well said. And we're getting one of your co-authors is testifying, the writing process. I see another that was Carmen. I see another co-author that said, yep, that time in the morning is when things are jumping off. And so I want to read a quote from your chapter again. Hesitation creates the crack. And you'll have to read the chapter to fully grasp that. But here's a quote from your chapter I would love for you to chat a little bit more about. To be an intentional leader, it is necessary to steward your influence and be a light giver and a life giver from where you are, to share your authentic self, the real you. And I know you talk a lot about intentional leaders. So I just pulled that sentence, just kind of jumped up out at me. Talk a little bit more about that.
Wow, absolutely. Intentional for me means, it's purposeful. So in order to really truly be a purposeful leader, especially in this season, we have to intentionally do the work. We have to intentionally grieve. We have to intentionally be authentic and come from a place of authenticity like never before. It's no longer a period of hiding behind other people or hiding behind past pains, actually. But it's really about intentionally leading. Really means, it means that you need to intentionally grieve. In order for us to move beyond the pain of grief and loss. And I'm not just talking about death. But I'm talking about, I have a passion for pastors and pastors' wives and, persons who are connected, in a spiritual place that are hurting, that are in pain. In order to lead, we have to move beyond that. Now, that doesn't mean that, I have to get past this and move forward. I'm saying to do the work. To recognize that instead of having a relationship with the pain, because that's where we stay stuck.
Oh,
see that when I put that together and use all of the crazy glue, use the crazy glue to put the cup together, it didn't work. When I poured into that cup, it started leaking. And that's what happens when we are not intentionally healing, intentionally doing the self-work, not the self-care, but the work. And that's what God just pours into us. And what he's poured into me often during that fourth watch. So
so good. Again, I am telling you, Dr. Jacqueline Maxwell, hesitation creates the crack. Again, you'll find that on page 91, chapter 12, in Pursue, when it is out. And so any final things you want, the readers to walk away with?
Yes. I don't want them to just walk away, Sharvette. I want them to run away. I want them to grab it. See, if you're going to pursue, think about a pursuit. There's a chase. you're chasing your goals. You're running after your passions, whether it's your business, your life, your relationships, whatever it is, as a leader. But then to chase, to run down, but when you're running, make sure you're flowing in excellence.
All right.
Don't allow that mediocrity piece to, get that out the way, back that down, but to be able to still maintain a level of excellence, even if there's a hesitation.
Oh, that's good.
That's just critical. To be a leader intentionally, there has to be excellence, not mediocrity. So that's what I would love for them to take away. Even though there might be a crack, a light's gonna still shine through that crack.
I'm telling you, listen, I told y'all, my co-authors are thebomb.com. Dr. Jacki, how can people connect with you online?
Yes, ma'am. I'm all everywhere. Yeah. but I want our viewers to go to my website. Yes. My website is jacklavelle.com, JACLOV as in victory. That's right. ELLE. And that's my name and my husband's name, Dr. Lavelle Maxwell Jr. So jacklavelle.com. Twitter is Dr. Jacki Max, Dr. Jacki, JACQUI, Maxi, MAXI. Then the others are a little easier to find, but LinkedIn, Jack Lavelle Group. And then Facebook is Jack Lavelle Coaching. Okay. And then Instagram is Jacqueline Maxwell. Jacqueline Maxwell.
Right.
So
wonderful, beautiful.
I'm visible and I'm available.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I'm so excited that you are a part of this book collaboration and anthology. And we look for continued big and bad things. I know you're co-authoring some other things. And so we know that this year has been an amazing year for you. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you again for the opportunity.
All right. Thank you. All right. Wonderful. Dr. Jacki, listen, y'all, my co-authors of thebomb.com. I'm just checking in here on Amazon. Yes. So Chanay, who was one of our co-authors, she said, God, get her about 5 a.m. is when she gets up. Hello, Chanel. Thank you for being here. She said, I would love to be a co-author in your next upcoming book. Let's have a conversation. Thank you for all that are here. Yes. All right, let's keep it moving. We are excited to bring up to the virtual stage here on Amazon Live, Dr. Angela Martin. Hello, how are you?
I am doing great. Thank you so much, Sharvette. I appreciate you using your platform to allow us to share today. So I'm really excited about that. Thank you.
It's my honor. Like, the stage is on fire. And so
it is.
And
you're blessed by everybody's conversation.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself. And again, we are excited. Your chapter, which viewers and readers will find on page 101, All Things Can Be Possible. Tell us a little bit about Dr. Angela.
Yeah, so I am originally from Louisiana. I mean, of course, I'm living here, residing in Richmond, Virginia right now. I am a registered pharmacist. I'm licensed in Georgia, in Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Virginia, and Ohio. But I am the owner of the Pill Doctor, which is a concierge pharmacy membership consulting service. And that's a business where I'm able to partner with patients, caregivers, and healthcare teams in order to optimize medication regimens, reduce variations in care, and, just ensure that we're increasing the quality and affordability of healthcare so we can deliver better healthcare outcomes. So I'm really excited about that. I work with patients individually in order for them to optimize their medications. And then also I work with providers to provide disease state management for their patients. And I work with independent pharmacies in order to help them develop their clinical programs. But I'm also currently employed in managed care. But yeah, I am a Louisiana girl living here in Richmond, trying to make my dreams come true.
I love it. And such important work that you are doing. I mean, just that, prescriptions and medications, if one is conflicting with the other and all, you have that overarching um, bird's eye view to be able to help patients and providers and all of that. So such important work. And your schedule is packed jam. So, when it's time to write, it's like, oh my goodness. And I got to write this chapter for this book with Sharvette. So what was your writing process like?
So really, my writing process was not difficult at all. I basically just pulled from my past experiences. I am an overthinker though, so I'll go back and rewrite something like 10 times. But I mean, it really was basically just what my story was, the things that I've overcome throughout, as a young girl, as a teenage mother. And because I had my first daughter when I was a month before I turned 20. So I just talked about what that experience was like, how I just overcame some, because that could have definitely changed the trajectory of my life at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I really just talked about, how I got through that and, what I did and, things that happened subsequently after that. So yeah, that was kind of my writing process.
Listen, the voice of experience here, and then now we're sitting here talking to Dr. Angela Martin. So it's not where you start, it's how you keep going and finish. And so there's a sentence I pulled up out of your chapter that I'd love for you to just share a little bit more about. And I quote, and again, this is from Dr. Angela Martin, Chapter 13, all things can be possible. When we dream, we often can visualize the end goal, but the challenge becomes seeing how to get there. That is where your faith comes in. And I definitely heard faith. I felt like faith was kind of laced throughout your chapter. Talk a little bit more about that, us not being able to see really where we're going sometimes.
Absolutely. And that's probably whenever I introduce myself, that's probably one of the main things that I should have focused on, because faith is everything to me. And I feel like still, even everything that I've achieved so far and the things that I'll achieve later on is definitely due to my relationship with Christ. So that's always going to be first and foremost for me. But just looking at people don't always see, they look at the end goal, but they don't always see how they're going to get there. And so a lot of it is really just trusting in yourself and believing that God is going to help you to get there. So, realizing that you have to take the necessary steps, though. It's not going to just come. God say, if you do this, then I'll do this. We want to expect for him to do something without us doing anything. So you know how that is. You can't say God is going to provide a job for me and you don't fill out an application. We always have to do our part. And so you can't just say that you rely on your faith. You have to, faith without works is dead, right? So you actually have to do the work. So.
Oh, good. Any other sound bites or quotes that you would pull up out of your chapter that you want the viewers here on Amazon Live to know about?
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what.
And I knew I just threw that, but I do really feel like your story, your life, because when we say story, we use that loosely, is really just a great example of, as your title says, all things can be possible. Right. So, if there are people who are not sure of what they want to accomplish, if they can get to it, they will pull something out of your chapter to say, okay, I can get to that goal. I can get to that spot because Dr. Angela, if I look at what she said, I can get to where I need to go.
Exactly. And that's definitely what I wanted people to be able to get from the chapter. I wanted to be totally transparent about what my experience was. And, just realizing that a lot of times people don't, they look at their situation and think that they can't get past it. And I really wanted to encourage people that may have been in a different place, a negative place maybe. And not to say that that was a negative experience for me, but for somebody that may be in a negative place, it's nothing that you can't do to get out of that. You don't have to stay there, because of course you're going to hear those people that are telling you can't do it. And you just really have to move past that. And a lot of times it's just making sure that you're focused and disciplined to be able to achieve your goals.
All right, there you have it. Where can they connect with you online?
So online, I am Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. All of them are the Pill Doctor. ThePillDr. So everything is the Pill Doctor. And my website is being relaunched. So where patients will be able to go in there and schedule appointments with me. So that new portal will be released probably the end of this month. So we're a little bit delayed on that, but I'm excited. So I would love for them to visit the website, www.thepilldoctor.com, and enter their information and join our email list so that I can send them an email and letting them know when the site is actually launched.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Exciting stuff happening all around. And I'm just glad that you were in Pursue and that you are one of the chapters. So thank you for being here with us today.
It's been an awesome experience, Sharvette, and I'm very grateful for your leadership and your guidance. So thank you so much.
Hi, you are welcome. Awesome. Awesome. All right. All right. All right. Listen, we have Chanay Robinson coming up. Don't you move. We have Ayanna Smith coming up. Don't you move. We have Carmen Jimenez Pride coming up. Don't you move. We have Tammy Edwards coming up. Don't you move. And we have Pastor Michelle Claiborne coming up. Don't you move. We're going to do one quick station break, and then we're going to be back and bringing up hot to the mic Chanay Robinson. We'll be right back after this quick station break. And if you're brand spanking new to me, here's a little bit more about me. Imagine what it would feel like to throw a spotlight on your business and draw attention to the great services you offer. Picture having the tools and strategies to elevate the marketing of your business. That's the mission of Mitchell Productions. We consult with women entrepreneurs and a few lucky men to help them get more customers by focusing on their visibility, their marketing, and their branding. In working with us, our clients generate more revenue and increase their brand awareness. We do this in a couple of ways with consulting services, the Platform Builder Group Coaching Program, pop-up conferences, book collaborations, and the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Hi, I'm Sharvette Mitchell, your online marketing strategist, your overwhelm eliminator, your platform builder, and your confidence igniter. Let's schedule a meet and greet call so that we can accelerate your marketing. All right. Thank you so much for being here again. And I'm excited to continue showcasing most of our co-authors. We do want to shout out Michelle Wilson and Dr. Paula Langford, who are also a part of this book collaboration. Weren't able to be here with us live, but we do want to acknowledge them. And again, our editor, which you have heard several people acknowledge, Stacey Hawkins Adams, who Stacey has books available here on Amazon. And right down below, you'll see some books from our co-authors that are being featured here. If they already have a book, purchase that right down below. All right, coming up to the mic live now, Chanay Robinson holding it down from Baltimore. Hey, girl, hey.
Hello, Sharvette. How are you? How's everyone doing today?
I am awesome. So glad to have you keeping this showcase rolling. And so, Chanay, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
So I am Chanay Robinson. I am the founder and operator of the Professional Credit Diva, where I help and I assist focused individuals, couples, and business owners assess their dreams by restoring and rebuilding their credit. I am a mother of two. My daughter Sakaya just turned 30, and my son Jawan will be turning 15.
Wait a minute. Because you look like 35, 37, maybe.
I'm going to make sure I let her know that, okay? And I am also the proud grandmother of 3 grandchildren. My granddaughter Amia is 10. My grandson Sincere is 5. And then my newest addition, Nazia, he will actually be 2 in October. And so they definitely keep me busy. I love being a grandmother. I love spending time with them. But I also love working with my clients and helping them to achieve what it is that they want in life by not only helping them to obtain excellent credit, but to maintain excellent credit. And so with me having my grandchildren and my son, it has also turned my focus a little bit into educating the youth so that I can help to teach them how to be responsible with credit, so they never get to a situation where they need someone like me to repair their credit for them. And so I'm in the process now of starting a youth credit camp where I target 12 to 17-year-olds and teach them how credit works, how important credit is, how not to mess up their credit and things like that. I am also in the process of launching my first live event. I'm so excited. I had to push the date and change it a little bit to offer, everything that I wanted to give my clients, but it's Mindset Mastery with Chanay. I have wonderful contributors, wonderful speakers, some that I have actually met by being connected to you. So I am excited about that as well. The bonds and the friendships that I have created by being a part and being connected with the platform builders.
Oh, wonderful. And such impactful work when you are helping someone either, like you said, maintain great credit or recover or whatever they need to do with their credit. Such impactful work. Like that impacts where people live, where they drive, where they work in some cases. So really, really impactful work. And so your chapter, I love it. Your chapter is just one word. Like the title of your chapter is one word, diva. And you're gonna find her chapter. It's the 11th chapter of Pursue, page 83, and it's just diva. And so, what was your process like? And you've been a co-author in other books as well. So tell us about your process for writing your chapter for Pursue.
So actually, my process has been the same since I started school, since I had to do essays and things like that. And I am a crammer. And to me, honestly, like I know what the project is. I have an idea of what I'm going to write about, the direction that I want to take it in. But for some reason, like the creative juices start flowing like at that 11th hour. And it's like, I know, for sure that I'm like, Sharvette, here it is. It's coming. But for me, once I get it started, once I put pen to paper or fingers to typewriter, to keyboard, it just started flowing. And so for me, once I got started, it actually kind of like took a life of its own, because what I envisioned for my chapter actually turned out being something different once I actually started creating it. So it was exciting for me because it actually touched on a part of my life that I kind of forgot about to a degree. And so it helped me to remember who I really am, who I started, who God really created me to be, and what I was back when society in a sense didn't really matter. People's opinions of me didn't really matter. So it was good to revisit that. And as I'm sitting here preparing for this interview, I reread my chapter and I was like, okay, well, sis, you need to take your own advice.
Listen, when what you write turns back around and starts talking to you, listen, I just got a cap. Boss Lady on Amazon said she ages gracefully. She ages gracefully. And she said, same truth, same here, Chanay, same here. So yeah, and one thing, you did one thing in particular in your chapter that isn't in any of the other chapters, and you did an acronym for Pursue. We're not going to share it. Well, you can share the first words if you want to, but I thought that was really powerful. You shared, you made Pursue into an acronym, but I do want to call out one. Well, let's talk about the acronym first. Can you share at least the words of the acronym?
Yes. So the acronym, the words are prepare, utilize, realize, stand, use, and engage.
So we're just gonna drop that there for you. When you get the book, you're gonna get boom, there you go. But I do want to read this sentence from your chapter. Again, diva, which is going to be found on page 83 of Pursue. Prepare for what you want. To ask for, request, or even expect something in life without first preparing for it is putting the cart before the horse. And so preparation, which, definitely ties into your work with credit and restoration, repair, and strengthening. Talk a little bit about why it's so important to prepare.
because a lot of times, as some of my co-authors have spoke, that, you know, we ask for things, but we don't really prepare for it. So you need to know, because what happens is we see the perfect picture, but we don't really know how to get to that perfect picture. We see the outcome. We know how we want it to be. But if you're not ready for it, if you haven't taken the proper steps to not only enjoy it or to get there, then it may not be what you expect it to be. So you need to prepare mentally, physically, spiritually. You need to do some preparation for the things that you ask for. And you also need to be able to pivot, because
that's good.
We expect it to be, and a lot of times it may not come in that pretty packaging that we expect it to come in. But if you prepare for it, then it's easier for you to switch gears and keep it moving to get to what you really ask for. So preparation is definitely key for anything. When you're making a meal, you need to prepare. When you're doing anything, you need to prepare. So you definitely want to take the steps needed to get to where you asked to be.
Well, there you go. Listen, I ain't gonna add nothing to that. I ain't gonna take nothing from that. Chanay Robinson, co-author and Pursue. Chanay, how can they connect with you online? Where do you hang out on social media?
So I hang out definitely in Facebook, and I definitely hang out on Instagram. And for both my business page on Facebook and Instagram, it is The Professional Credit Diva. My personal page, where so you can connect with me also, is Chanay Robinson.
All right. Well, I'm excited to have you as a co-author and Pursue. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sharvette, for this wonderful opportunity, as everyone before me has said. But I also want to thank you for giving me a reason to dress up today. Because, you know,
at least from the waist up, right?
Right. Everything is so virtual. We don't really have to go out. But thank you for giving me the opportunity to dress up from the waist up. I appreciate
you. And you look fabulous. And you look
thank
fabulous.
you.
Thank you for being here. All right. Listen, we keeping it moving. We have Ayanna Smith coming up. Thank you so much, Judith. Said awesome. Thank you so much. Listen, this live stream, we are live. The replay will stay up. So if you're saying, oh goodness, this is so good, I need to share this, you can still share www.sharvette.live. You can still share that, because they'll be able to come back to Amazon. This live stream will stay up on Amazon. They'll be able to come back to this direct video and watch it. So go ahead, share this out. Continue to share it out, because they will be able to catch the replay. Coming up to the mic live here on Amazon Live, one of our co-authors right now. Ayanna. Listen, did I catch you, Ayanna?
Let me tell you, I am multitasking this morning, and I'm so fired up. I don't know what to do.
Listen, I saw you in the back clapping, like I saw you in the virtual. I said, is she trying to get my attention, or is it just I saw you clapping in the virtual?
That's right, because I didn't cut my camera. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to distract.
No, that's good, because all of the authors, all of you have so many powerful things to say, and so certainly this encourages viewers to purchase Pursue when it's available, pre-order Pursue, all of those good things. So Ayanna Smith, tell our viewers a little bit about who you are.
Oh my God, I guess they say she's the giggle box, but but I am great day whenever you are viewing this. I am Ayanna Smith, and I am a financial professional who helps people make and save money. I target, I got more laser focus, as my beautiful coach has said, target your audience. So I am targeting the professional women. So we can talk about what we need to talk about, so we can be about what we need to be about, and without money, because if we don't talk about our money, it's going to always be talking to us and about us, right? Also, I am an educator, I've been an educator for White sometime. And I'm just excited about that because I believe I can teach a dog to bark. And I even talk about that in my book. I do. I believe I can teach a dog to bark because what I'm passionate about, I believe that I can share to you so you can be passionate about it as well. So that's kind of my claim to fame. I'm a country girl. Don't y'all hear my New York accent? Originally from North Carolina. So, I just say I'm worldwide because a long time ago, you can affirm things, and I used to affirm I'm international, and I would say it in jest and laugh about it. And then one day I literally got arrested because it was like, I heard the Lord say, yes, you are international. So I know where I was born, but that is not where I will end up because I am worldwide. Okay.
All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so you also are a co-author in another book, which we have right down below on the Amazon store. So talk about the first book that you were in, and we have it available right here on Amazon.
Yes, a co-author in a book by the head author was Kimberly Perry Sanderlin, one of my baby sisters, and we did a book called Divorced Not Devastated. And so we shared our stories in a compilation that talked about, our triumph being, we're not still crying and pitiful about the divorce. It happened and we went through our crying. I know I did. And, but now we're triumphant. So we share our stories on how you can make it too. And it's for the never been married, the thinking about getting married, the married in the middle of marriage, the marriage trying to get out, and the marriage of people that got out. So it's for all of the divorced people. So, cause you don't have to be devastated. Okay.
All right, there you go. Right down below, right here on Amazon. You can pick that up again. Ayanna Smith is a co-author in that book. So let's transition to Pursue and share with our viewers a little bit of your writing process for your chapter, which is The Journey to Me. And that's going to be chapter 9 in our book. People will find that on page 73 when Pursue comes out.
Awesome. Well, I looked at the lineup 9. It's the fullness number, so that means it's about to explode.
All right.
And the writing process was really interesting because I find, and I thought about it, I find that I am a talker and I talk my thoughts out. And so I probably missed the most profound statements and running back stuff because I didn't record it as I was going, because that's how it's downloaded to me. And that's exactly what happened with my chapter, because we were on a coaching session with Sharvette and our editor, Stacy. And I said, listen, what about this? I have this idea. And I started talking, and it was just like an explosion. The whole coaching Zoom was shut down because it was really, those who are believers, it was like the presence of the Lord just said, whew. And when I kept speaking, then at the end, Stacy said, yes, that's your chapter right there. All you need to do is listen to the playback and transcribe it. I was like, you know what? That made the process super easy. So I just say, if you are like that, have a recorder close by where you can hit record to catch the greatest nuggets and the golden nuggets, because it did make it that much easier. And really what happened, it was the things that was in my heart that ended up coming out. And so when they started flowing, I just kept going. And so that was my writing process. So for those of you who feel like you're stuck to a book and writing everything down, you may get nuggets on writing things down in blurbs, but sometimes it's just start free flowing and talk it out, and it will just bless you, because you'll be surprised on what will come out of you, what that well is already overflowing. And that's what happened. The overflow came out, and there's my chapter.
The overflow came out. Ayanna Smith, co-author in Pursue. Listen. We love it. Listen, there's a sentence I want to pull up out of your chapter, The Journey to Me. I would reminisce about a conversation I'd had with my grandmother, in which I had tearfully asked her how she would get through the situation. She told me confidently, one day you will look back on this and laugh. And so I think that's so powerful. I already had that pulled out the statement, and you came on saying, I giggle, I laugh, and now you're in a different place. And so I think that is great perspective, that where we are is not where we're going to stay. Talk a little bit more about that.
Absolutely correct, because I was asking my grandmother about, well, how did you make it through the tough times? If it was a marriage issue, or if it was money issues, or if it was job issues, how did you make it through the rough spots? Because one thing we cannot miss in life are the rough spots.
Yeah.
So it's unavoidable because missing the rough spots would annihilate us understanding the great spots. So
ooh, that's good.
So with that, I'm like, whoo, rough patch, rough patch, rough patch, rough patch. Okay, let me think. Oh my God, it's like sandpaper. Sandpaper is rough, but it smooths stuff out. So sometimes it's like the sandpaper spots that smooth us out to the next thing. And so we're thinking about the tears. Yeah, cry the tears. Still crying some tears about some stuff right now, but you just learn how to overcome because thinking about what happened in the past, you're not still there. You're not still stuck. You're not still crying about that. You may be crying about something else, but you can know in looking forward that the tears will stop one day.
Listen, that's it. I mean, y'all are just powerful and amazing. That's so well said. Ayanna Smith, how can they connect with you online?
You can connect with me online probably the quickest way with my website, www.askayanna, that's A-Y-A, well, Lord, let me see. Let me start over. ASKAYANNA.com. And you can connect with me there, appointments and all that good stuff. We could talk and chat. And then I'm on all social media on LinkedIn. You can find me Ayanna M. Smith. You can find me on Facebook at Ayanna Smith, Twitter, Ayanna MS. I'm all over the place. Just type in my name, AYANNA. You cannot miss me because I'm up there with the same pictures I look like I do now on my pictures. So it's you don't have
no catfishing going on. No catfishing going on.
No catfishing going on. And I would love to connect, whether it be to come speak at your event, do workshops at your church, at a small setting, as we're opening up to do do some home parties, book clubs. Just call me because, I'm into life, leadership, and business, just like our book Pursue is talking about. I'm all of those things. And look who we're connected to, our beautiful coach, Sharvette Mitchell, who is all about life, business. Yes. And loving everybody.
Oh, thank you. And I'm excited that you're in our book collaboration. And thanks for hanging out with us here today.
Thank you. Have a great one.
All right. Awesome. I am telling you what, we're keeping this train moving. Coming up to the mic, Carmen Jimenez Pride. Listen, she was in my last book collaboration, also Poor, which is available here on Amazon. But you'll notice Carmen has a lot of books available. There are a few that are highlighted down below, and she comes to us live with the signature purple hair. Coming up to the mic right now, Carmen Jimenez Pride. How are you?
I am amazing. How are you this morning?
I am doing wonderfully. I still love the purple hair.
It's my thing.
It's your thing. Listen, it's on. You're going to see the purple hair on the back cover of Pursue in her author photo. But thank you for being back again. Thank you for being in this another book collaboration with me. So let's share with the viewers here on Amazon Live and YouTube. We letting peek in. Who is Carmen Jimenez Pride?
Well, you've already heard the name. I'm Carmen Jimenez Pride. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm a registered play therapist. I'm an author, creator, coach, yoga teacher. I can just keep going and going and going. My biggest things are being a mental health professional. I work with kids and adults and couples, a little bit of everybody. If you look at my social media, you might say, well, what does Carmen really do? Because all she's doing is coloring and playing and acting up. Yes, I do that, but I'll also do that in an environment that helps people get to where they need to be, going from hurt to healed. So that's me. That's who I am.
Oh, wonderful. A little more modest, but I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you alone. You all can.
My chapter talks about that.
Yeah. Yes, which is great for us to jump right on into that. Your chapter, Do the Work. The title of Carmen's chapter is Do the Work. You're going to find that on page 27 in Pursue. That's the 4th chapter. And so here I'm gonna just pull out a sentence for us to chew on for a few seconds here. And I love that you said, in order for now, let me just say this. I shared this in when I read your chapter. This just jumped out at me, and I shared this in an Instagram reel, I think. So let me just preface that, those of you that follow me. In order for opportunities to present themselves in elevation, we must trust who we are, where we are, and what we are bringing to the table. Believe your introduction, breathe your introduction, and be what it has been introduced. Talk about that.
I got that's a whole word. Like I just felt that. I'm like, did I
And you wrote it, right?
that?
That's
So,
that right there.
As a mental health professional, I see a lot of different people coming into my office, sitting in front of me, either virtually or in person. And then I look at me, who I am. And it's like, we have to do the work, chapter name, by the way. And we have to believe who we are. And that's not an easy thing. And mental health is one of the things that people don't want to publicize. They don't want to speak about, but that prevents us from doing so much. We can't move forward in business. We can't move forward in life. We can't move forward in leadership. We can't pursue if we're not taking care of our mental health. No one wants to talk about that. So that's what I do. I talk about that because I live that. I live it. When people are introducing me, my heart start beating fast, words come up like, they're talking about you. Even when you read that, I'm like, who wrote that?
You wrote that.
Right.
Yeah.
We have to address our mental health. There's so much stigma out there in the world in reference to mental health. And I think as a woman, I think that it hits women even worse. And as a African-American woman, that hits us worse because we're supposed to be able to do all the things, handle all the things, know all the things. And it's like we can't be broken. Yeah. We have to always present well put together. And that's hard. That is very hard, Yeah. So we have to create these spaces where we can be vulnerable and we can take care of ourselves. And that's the space that I create within my practice, within my work, especially my coaching side of things and working with leaders, working with business owners, because it's not easy.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Do the work again. You're going to find Carmen's chapter on page 27. I do want to mention we have Focus on Feelings, the book linked below. And I know that is like your signature piece of your really of your brand and your practice. Talk a little bit about Focus on Feelings.
So Focus on Feelings initially started as just something for me to work with kids. And then some of my colleagues was able to see it, was like, well, we need that. I'm like, well, do you need it? Then you hear that money, the money is changing. And then I worked to create this product to go out to the public. For play therapists, for mental health professionals, for teachers, a little bit of everybody can utilize Focus on Feelings. And now I'm pulling it into the work I do with my adults. So it's an emotional literacy to help you increase your emotional literacy. And when you increase your emotional literacy, you increase your emotional intelligence and your emotional awareness. We all have to do that. It's not just for kids, right? It's for adults as well. It's for my couples that I work with. It's for my business owners, my entrepreneurs that I work with. We have to know about these feelings and emotions in order to move forward in the things that we're doing, because we have to have good emotional awareness.
Which I think ties right into your chapter as well. So that's why I brought that up. Do the work. And so I love it. I love it. Now you write a lot. You have tons of, I only sampled a couple products down below, but viewers on Amazon, if you click on one of the products and click on her name, you'll see the plethora of books and collaborations and projects that she has here available on Amazon. How did you decide, what was your writing process specifically for Pursue?
So it started off a little difficult, and I think that mine was a little late, because I'm an academic writer. So I write in reference to like my social work stuff and therapy stuff and play therapy. So being able to step away from that. So I had to fully step away from that because I didn't want the chapter to be preaching to people and teaching people about like mental health concepts, but really tap into who I am and let me shine through in my process so people can learn about me on a personal level. Because once you learn about me on that personal level, you're able to understand all of my work. So I had to get into that mind frame and then just writing, and after just writing and pouring it all out, then going back and saying, okay, what's going to stand out, and what
Mhm.
message do I want to put out, and then just keeping in mind, pursue. What part of my story that I really have to go in, dive in, and pursue and put in the work. And that's how I came up with my chapter, Do the Work.
Do the work. I love it. I love it. So where can people find you online? Where do you hang out online? All those good things.
Across every social media platform at Pride LCSW, PRIDE LCSW. My website is carmenpride.com. And then I have a booking site, it's bookcarmen.com. So you can find me across. If you just put in Pride LCSW, you're going to see the purple hair.
You're going to see the purple hair. And here on Amazon, tons of things. Anything specific, any specific products or books you want to highlight here on Amazon that's available?
Definitely the focus on feelings. So regardless of what you do, how you operate, if you work with kids, don't work with kids, if you're a therapist or not, a focus on feelings book can be very beneficial to you. It could be beneficial to your relationship. If you're a leader and you have doing supervision and consultation type stuff, focus on feelings will work there as well. So definitely check out Focus on Feelings.
All right. And listen, one of your fellow co-authors was like, I love it, Carmen, and happy belated birthday. Because yes, this is birthday weekend for you.
Yes.
Wonderful. Welcome again. And thank you so much for being here, Carmen, and again for being in this amazing book. And I'm telling you, your chapter is just amazing, as are all of the chapters, and for being a co-author with me a second time, again, available. If you purchase Pour from me, you will see a chapter from Carmen in that. And thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm
You
looking
are
forward to what's next.
Yes. Oh, goodness. Hang on to your seatbelts. Hang on to your seatbelts.
Yes.
All right. Listen, we are keeping the train moving. Thank you so much for being here with us on Amazon Live. Thank you. If you happen to be sneaking and watching on YouTube, we appreciate you. Go ahead and comment below on Amazon. I'm looking, just keeping an eye on your comments. Again, we have products listed below from co-authors that you have been introduced to thus far. So we have a few of their products below, so you can click and purchase those and all the things. So we are moving on in. I'm excited. Coming up to the mic, we have another co-author. Tammy Edwards is joining us. Let me bring her on live. Hey, Tammy, how are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm so glad to be here.
We are so glad to have you live and in living color.
Thank you. It is a pleasure. I count this as a joy and a privilege to be here with you today, Sharvette. You are an amazing, amazing woman.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here and for being a part of Pursue and your chapter, which happens to be the second chapter, in the beginning of the book, Sing a New Song. Yep. Readers will find that on page 11. And so tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Who is Tammy Edwards?
All right. Well, Tammy Edwards is an educator, first and foremost. I guess I'd have to say that. For 30 years, this is my 30th year in education. And for most of those years, I have been a kindergarten teacher. I have dealt with little people whom I love. I would say in the fall, I would say the fall of my life. When my oldest son was entering college and my youngest son was entering, I believe he was still in elementary school, I decided that I would go back to school to get a master's degree in educational leadership. It was a goal of mine to obtain a master's. I had put it on hold for a very long time because I had children to rear. And I wanted my children to have everything. And as women, that's what we do. As mothers, we put ourselves on the back burner and we put our children and our families in front of us. So for almost 50 years, I taught every day, and I had a bachelor's degree. I taught and I did obtain my bachelor's degree while my oldest son was a baby. And so I also had some hobbies going on. And one of those hobbies was a sweets buffet. I started doing sweets buffets. I started doing something that took me away from education because I was so immersed in education until I didn't do or think about hardly anything else. I was a Sunday school teacher. I taught at my church. I taught children at my church. I taught children at school. But I needed something that was for me. Now, my degree is in vocal music education. So for years, I had sung for anything, everything, and everyone. But I'd also stopped doing that to rear my children. And my passions changed. I really didn't want to be too much of a singer anymore. But I enjoyed doing something that put a smile on people's faces. And when I would do these sweets buffets, I would see people's joy and smiles. And I loved creating and designing these beautiful creations that other people could enjoy. So that's a little bit about my journey. I want people to know that your life does not end when you turn 50.
All right.
Your life does not end. There are still goals and visions and aspirations. God dropped things into me, talents, abilities that I didn't even know I had. I grew up being just the little singing girl. That's what everybody in my neighborhood called me. I was the little singing girl. For a long time, I didn't even know I could teach because I'd gotten this mindset. I believed what people said about me, which wasn't always bad. But then I didn't leave any room to hear what God said about me. And once I did that, I started to get out of my shell a little bit, open up, and do some other things. And my children are a great inspiration to me about doing things. And they help me. They push me on.
Oh, well said. And so your chapter, Sing a New Song. I love how you talk about how your husband encourages you, and so shout out to your husband, Mr.
Yes.
Martin Edwards. And how how important is that with marriage and all of that, and supportive spouse and partners?
My husband is the most supportive spouse I can say, in the world. My husband was the one who encouraged me to go back to school to get my master's degree. He told me not to wait. I said, well, my oldest son is in college. I need to pay for him to go to school. I don't need to do it myself. My day has come and gone. And he said, no. When I was doing these sweets buffets for free as a hobby, my husband said, you need to turn that into a business because a lot of people are asking you to do these things. They don't understand the time, the energy, and the money that goes into these sweets buffets. And then he had me to take it to another level. I started doing gift baskets and gift boxes and gift bags, and I have shipped them all over this nation. So he encouraged me. And now he's encouraging me more so to completely get out of my shell and start writing. I've done a few not chapters, but I've done some articles in Richmond magazines on marriage. And my current article, Tips for Planning Your Marriage After the Aisle, Tips for Planning Your Marriage, that has opened up a lot of doors for me because I have a lot of questions from people. And I enjoy talking about marriage and things that people don't always talk about before they go down the aisle. It is said that $30,000 is the average amount spent on a wedding. You spend so many hours on the wedding that it's almost equivalent to working 24 hours a day for a year. But how much do you spend on planning your marriage? Oftentimes, we spend so much time in the little details of our wedding. We don't talk about the little details of our marriage. And then we get into it. And the first time our hubby leaves the toilet seat up, we're ready to go bye-bye. Or we don't know where we're having Thanksgiving dinner because you've already always done it at mom's and he's always done it at his mom's. Where are you going to do it? And children, how are you going to rear them? Are you even going to have them? He doesn't want children. Why didn't you know this before you got married? Didn't have any conversations about that. You just planned your wedding. So those are the types of things that I like to address. I love, like I said, the sweets buffets, and I love creating these things. But when I see you 10, 20 years down the road, I want you to still be married and happy.
And happy. Oh, Tammy, how can people find you online?
You can find me on Facebook at Tammy Edwards, the Candy Lady. You can find me on Instagram, Tammy Pulliam, and that is my maiden name, Tammy Pulliam, the Candy Lady. You can find me at Richmond Weddings, the Candy Lady, and I am also on The Knot and Wedding Wire. And you can find me on my website, The Candy Lady 1 at GoDaddySites.com.
All right. Well, I'm so excited to have you as a part of this book collaboration. And you just dropped some bars. I just let you talk. But thank you for being here and thank you for being a part of this.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Sharvette.
Thank you. All right, listen, we got a good anchor here. We got a good anchor. You know, in the relay race, you pass the baton, and they call the fourth leg or the last leg of it, the anchor. Listen, Pastor Michelle Claiborne is coming up. She's been hanging out in the virtual studio here the whole entire time. And we're going to be talking to her, who she actually closes out the book, Pursue. Her chapter actually closes out the entire book. So thank you for those that have been here with us and or you might just be popping in. That is quite all right. We're going to be coming to you to wrap up this co-author showcase, this co-author interview showcase here on Amazon Live. Right after this quick station break, we'll be right back.
Hey girl, hey, welcome.
All right. Thank you so much for hanging out here with us on Amazon Live. I am Sharvette Mitchell. I am the visionary author for Pursue. I compiled this book. I'm so excited that I, along with 13 clients and leaders, join forces to create this amazing book. I would classify it as self-help. I would classify it as personal development, in particular for the emerging leader and the emerging entrepreneur. It is not available here yet on Amazon. We're just sneaking, giving you a peek into the lives and the thought processes of the authors. Pre-order is available, but the official release is coming in November. And so this live stream will be available and stay here on Amazon. So you might be watching this way into the future. And so if you are, then you'll be able to go ahead and purchase Pursue when it is available. All right, here we are. Last of our co-authors here with us today. I'm bringing up to the mic Pastor Michelle Claiborne. Her ending chapter, The Art of Pursuing Your Purpose, closes out the book, and she's closing us out today on the Author Showcase live here. Hello, Pastor Michelle. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm so excited and full at the same time. I've gotten so many messages, tips, nuggets from all of the authors. They have been wonderful. I mean, I'm unbelievable.
I mean, like literally, like every single co-author that was presented today. Yeah. So in less than 10 minutes, like so powerful. Yes. So certainly it tells people to get Pursue. They need to get a copy of Pursue. So let's talk about you. Tell our viewers a little bit about who you are, what you're doing, all that good stuff.
Okay, I'm Michelle Claiborne. I'm a motivator, an inspirer. I am a preacher by nature, which I love sharing the gospel to the kingdom and the good news. I'm overseeing a ministry that has a pastor and a co-pastor there. So just doing things in the ministry, helping our other ministries. So I love the kingdom and I love God's people. So I'm just excited to be here to help to push a little bit more in the pursuit of.
All right, great. And I'm getting some messages that you all are not able to see Pastor Michelle. So let's do this. We're going to take a quick station break and just double check. If you can see her. If you are able to see her, let me know. Just comment wherever you are if you are able to see her. And we're going to take a quick station break. Go out. Come back in and double check everything here because we want to make sure, like, we don't want you to just hear her. We want to make sure that you can see her. So, all right. So we're going to take a quick break, come back in, and then we'll make sure that you all can hear and see. So we'll be right back.
Well, it is absolutely a pleasure to stand before you today and to share about taking the leap. Even if we're not even sure how we're going to get there, I've got a vision of me actually touching the ceiling. I've got a vision of me actually reaching the goal.
We are just day one.
It's like every time that I made, God was just blessing, opening up doors, and I didn't even want to do this.
So after that year, it was just that push that really caused me to pivot my brand. And so I decided to just put everything that I knew, everything that I had, my personality.
God has called you as a woman to do whatever your calling is. You can do it.
I think if you price by value and you price by results, you'll get that kind of response.
If you miss this, you are gonna be sorry.
Oh my God, she does this. Okay? That's becoming a local celebrity. You do that by showing up as often as you can with your thing, with your title.
All right. Thank you for that station break. We're bringing Pastor Michelle back up. Pastor Michelle, you back with us?
Yes. Can y'all see me?
All right. Can we listen? We need y'all. Let us know. Can you see? Can you hear? Listen. Can you see? Can you hear? And I believe there might be a little bit of a delay. We might be a little bit of a delay here. For some reason, it is showing a black screen. Let me do this. Let me do this. All right. So I've zoomed in. Let me know if you can see. Let me know if you can see. Let us know because we want you. All right. We want you to be able to see. I'm wondering if all right. It is still saying, okay, so for sake of I'm just going to continue talking. We're going to continue talking. I am not sure why it is not showing you, but you can hear. So, Pastor Michelle Claiborne. So, share a little bit about. Thank you so much. I'm hoping that it clicks on. Yes, her camera is on because I can see her in the back here. So, let's go ahead and chat a little bit about who you are, what you have going on, and I pray that the video pops in.
In the pursuit of pursuing, even in the midst of this distraction, you cannot be distracted.
Yes.
Pursue what God has given you, the ideals, the visions, the dreams. You have to redirect and make sure you get on that focus line. So once again, if somebody didn't hear me, I'm Michelle Claiborne. I'm a motivator. I'm a speaker. I'm an evangelist. I love the kingdom of God. I love going around spreading the good news of the gospel to this world. And so I have been doing it probably for over 25 years, and God has been blessing me. So I enjoy that. And so I'm excited to be in this book, and I thank God for this opportunity.
Awesome, awesome. And we're getting messages that they can see you. So they can see your beautiful, beautiful face. We praise God for that, which, like you said, distractions. And so your chapter, The Art of Pursuing Your Purpose, which closes out the book, closes out Pursue. And we closed it out because your chapter really felt to us, to me, felt like a charge to the reader. It felt like okay, you have walked through the pages of the stories and the wisdom and the guidance and the interviews, and you've walked through that. Now, here's your final charge. And that's what I walked away with. And so talk a little bit about your writing process for your chapter again, The Art of Pursuing Your Purpose here in Pursue.
I'm glad you picked that up, Sharvette. And even though you and I are very good friends, you did not know that was what God had given me. You know, when I sat down, people think because I'm a preacher, I'm a writer, but I'm really not a writer. I am a talker. I preach, I write down my messages, but they're not seen by anybody else but myself. But then the Lord downloads and feed what I just wrote to me. So I don't have that method that I read from a piece of paper. The Lord actually downloads to me what I am to speak, read, or preach. So for me, the writing process was a little bit challenging for me because then I had to quiet myself, or I'm hyper by nature, so I have to quiet myself, to just sit down and just really dump what God, I think one of the other authors said it, what God was downloading while I was sitting at my desk. And the Lord dropped that onto me, like, Michelle, you preach it, you evangelize it, you stir. My whole anointing is to come into ministry, churches, women's ministry, and particularly wreck what you have going on. It's kind of like to tear up what you have going on. That's my whole anointing. But God told me to sit down and write a blueprint, a manuscript, a directions, an art of how do you now take what has been torn down and what has been put aside, and how do you now put that in the form of art? Art is producing beauty through an emotional process, but then how do I become beauty in the midst of pursuing? Because as I run and as I catch and as I go, that can put me in a whole nother dimension, a whole nother era, because I'm sweating, I'm trying to go there. But how do I now make what I have been through, the pain of what I have been through, the process of what I have been through, the stages of what I have been through, and make it look beautiful, but yet powerful? So the Lord had downloaded all the charge and what he has given me to tell people the art of pursuing. So this is how this book, not even, and I'm grateful to be closing chapter, in the middle of the chapter, at the beginning of the chapter. I could have been in 4 words, right? But I'm grateful that God has caused this book to cause us all to come together. And now we will take this, and now we shall go and pursue what the Lord has now downloaded to us.
All right. Wonderful. Well, so well said. And I want to just pull out a sentence, because your chapter talks a lot about purpose. And I think that people, purpose-driven life, or people are always in a place of what is my purpose, or, how close am I to my purpose? So I feel like that is something that really lifted up out of your chapter. And so I quote, The Art of Pursuing Your Purpose, again, chapter by Pastor Michelle Claiborne, last chapter in Pursue. Purpose only shows up when you are true to yourself, not to your representative, not to the unprepared you. Purpose will not align itself with you until you get in line. Woo! Dropping bars right there. Talk a little bit about that.
It is so true, because there's so many times, I think through the 2020, we really got to see who we are. Because we took away, even though we masked up everything that was going on in our lives. But I think it got the opportunity to show us, who really are we? Well, were we that person in church? Were we that person in our ministry and our work life and around our coworkers? So really, when purpose won't show up until you come to in line with your real self. And there's so
Yeah.
many times that, that I had to, when the Lord was sharing with me, he said, tell the people to come into line to who they really are. So that is maybe going back and redirecting, recreating, reshifting everything that might have been. And I think 2020 caused us to do that, reorganizing to my real self. And then that's when purpose shall show up. It's always in the background, but it will show up when you show up.
All right. It will show up when you show up. Anything that, final thing that you would say that you want people to, walk away with from out of your chapter?
I hope that they walk away encouraged to know that in spite of everything that they have went through, I still have a purpose. That dream, that vision, that ideal is not dead. But it just needed some life. It just needed some direction. So I hope and I pray that this book gives you what you need to propel. Thank you. To propel you to what God has you pursuing now. So I encourage every one of you to just be strong and pursue it now.
Oh, listen, I'm seeing comments come in. I still have a purpose. I'm seeing comments become beauty in the midst of pursuing. I'm loving that. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Freddie, for being here on Amazon. We see you as well. Wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, I love that. So what is on the horizon for you? Where can people find you and hang out with you online?
So people can find me mainly on Facebook. I'm not really social, so I don't have Instagram. I think I got it, but I don't really use it. So forgive me. But you can really find me on Facebook, sometimes in your local ministries, on Zoom, whatever, Michelle Claiborne. And what's on the horizon for me at the end of this month, September, I will be consecrated as overseer over a work of ministry. So, and just helping the kingdom. So I am just here for everybody to be that motivator, that pusher, that encourager. So those things are all right. And then I'm so super excited to now call myself an author.
Yes. Woo! We love that. That'll be added to your bio. Yeah. And so thank you for, being here the whole entire time. And again, for just your chapter of really that final, kind of closing charge to the reader. I think was just really, really powerful. And so we appreciate your contribution to the book. Thank you for being here. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for being a good friend and yet a motivator at the same time.
Likewise. Love you too. Love you too. Woo! Wow. Okay. 2 hours. Listen, we probably could keep going. We didn't want to worry your patience, but thank you for being here with us live on Amazon Live, whether you've been here 2 minutes or you've been here 2 hours. We thank you. Thank you for hanging out over on YouTube. Thank you, Monica Wilkerson. I know I've seen your comments the whole entire time. Thank you so much to all of our co-authors that have been featured here. Again, Pursue will be available here on Amazon, coming late October, November, but it is available for pre-sale. But we are excited that we were able to feature almost all of our authors. Again, we do want to call out and shout out Dr. Paula Langford, who this is her birthday weekend, and also Michelle Wilson, who are in the book as well, just weren't here today with us, but we want to acknowledge their contributions, and also our amazing editor, Stacey Hawkins Adams, who has several books here on Amazon. So we are so excited and so honored that you were here. And again, if you are brand spanking new to me, I'm Sharvette Mitchell. I'm the visionary author for Pursue. So I compiled this work together to create this amazing book. I have other books here available on Amazon. My first book collaboration was Propel, and my second book collaboration was Pour, and now we have Pursue. Do you see a theme for me here with the P's? Listen, I know somebody that has 8 children, and all of their children, their first names start with D. So I'm on a roll here. But I appreciate you for being here. SharvetteMitchell.com is where you can just find out more about me if you want to find out more. And thank you again. I'm checking. Thank you. You ladies rock. # platform builders. Thank you all. Thank you, Boss Lady said, great job. Sharvette and fellow platform builders, thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone. Wendy, Lee, thank you. And everyone that listened, again, 2 minutes or 2 hours, we appreciate you. We're wrapping it up here and we're closing it out. We're calling it a day. And we're going to go ahead and end the stream here on Amazon. Thank you so much. We'll see you all later on the web. Bye. All right. Thank you again, YouTube. We are wrapped up. Live stream has ended and is being published. Can you see my published? Can you see that? Published over on Amazon. So you can send the people back for a replay. And you might be watching this from my website or a website from one of our co-authors. We thank you again. Pursue, if you're watching it now until November, it is available for pre-order. I'm sneaking and letting y'all know. Technically, we ended pre-order, but I'm sneaking and letting y'all know, but technically we ended pre-order. But you will be able to get it from the authors. We encourage you. The authors will be selling it on their websites and all that good stuff. So I'm ending the stream now. Thank you for being here, YouTube. We'll see you later.